Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Dr. Jerry Doby, and today, I have met this new friend at a historic event in Austin, Texas called the Yar Music Festival. It was the first ever Asian music festival in the state of Texas. And Run You Lee, my friend Martin, as you will see in the parentheses, was the driving force behind the media and PR team. And but his 9 to 5 is even more interesting. He is an integral part of a company uh, called Real Short, where he is a post-production uh, editor and producer. um, he has a journey from journalism to post-production that is so interesting. And he plays, like I said, an integral part in this company. Originally from Kunming, China, came to Hollywood and student at USC. Go Trojans, go Trojans. You know what I mean? Um, and so we want to find out more. I'm very interested in the post-production process, the very technical aspects, and all the things that go into it. So welcome, Run You. I appreciate you, man.
Hi, everyone, and thanks for having me, Dr. Jerry.
Oh, it's an honor. It's a pleasure. Um, I love to meet new friends, and I love to learn and to be educated on new processes and parts of the entertainment business. Very interesting. Um, but let's kick it off. Let's talk about your journey from coming Yunnan, China, coming to the creative hub of Los Angeles, and how that influenced your approach to storytelling and post-production.
Yeah, of course. So basically, I was grow up in Kunming, China, which is my hometown, and over there, I started during my high school. I tried a little bit to being like a volunteer in a local art museum, and that's kind of the time I have started by learning the art and also some entertainment related perspective. So from in there, I got a chance to meet different people and also keep developing my interests. So later, I have went my undergraduate in Texas, which is called Trinity University, and over there, I got a chance to keep developing my interests in media. I have tried our school TV show called Tiger TV. So eventually, I became the executive producer for the Studio 21, and we are hosting the weekly show mainly for the entertainment news. And I also found out I'm not only interested in video, but also the podcast and also the articles. So I started my journal being a journalist as well. So during my graduate studies in the USC Annenberg Media, I have did journalism as not like a full time, but it just even as a student journalism, we did a really professional work. So I did one publisher for the Elevation. So we are mainly focused on the Los Angeles-based Asian community and focus on the AAPI and API related events. And just not only making the video packages, but also just trying to promote the whole community as a whole.
Mm.
And right now, I eventually have been through different industries, including like healthcare and some like construction, but also the TikTok agency. And now I'm finally at Real Short, which is also based in Culver City, near Los Angeles area. And I'm the post producer right now, and it's also my honor just to learning through this process and really appreciate all the opportunities I have went through during this journey.
Culver City. They have great food in Culver City. It's a little heavy on the traffic though, but and getting across the street could take you 15 minutes. I promise you. But I love the area. I love the
Yeah.
area. Um, So journalism, construction, I have similarities. I worked construction for a little while too, I was a drywaller. I did
Wow.
house remodeling. Dirty work, but um valuable, valuable work. And they pay well.
That's nice.
They pay well for you to get really, really dirty. I love the story because I'm doing a scientific project on cross-cultural communication.
Wow.
And so I was really interested in how you go about bridging cultures through content, you know, the API, I presume that's the Asian Pacific Islander community that you were referring to, right? And so with your background in East Asian studies and global communication, how do you incorporate those cross-cultural elements into your work at Real Short?
Yes. So basically, I would say I got kind of privileged just because my cultural background, because I'm able to bring the different perspective into the table. So usually, like during my school period of time, during the study, I'm able to share some interesting opinions that probably my instructors and the classmates didn't hear before. And at a Real Short, I would say Real Short is kind of like a special case because it's more like we are kind of like from a Chinese culture and enter the US market because our product is a vertical TV show and it's kind of started popular in China as well.
Mm.
And it is a platform that each video is around 1 to 2 minutes and you can just quickly watch through your phone. And so this is kind of like a brand new platform, only for the US audiences, but also for the global audiences, I would say, just because, those days people don't really have time to watch the whole TV show or just able to, having the time to sit down to do that. So eventually, I would say it's kind of like a new pop culture from Asian countries, and people can just, when they are waiting for the bus, subway, they can quick watch 1 to 2 episode, and when they get a leisure time during the work, they can watch those shows as well. And I would say in common, it's like we did found out that people in common has some general interests in certain like script or the certain things can arouse people's emotion values. That's what we're looking for. So I would say it's kind of cool that we actually able to bring this pop culture to these states.
So earlier you mentioned that at USC you're studying data journalism. Da data.
Oh, in USC Annenberg, I actually studied the PR and advertising.
Okay.
So yeah, and during my undergraduate, I did learn like a general communication, but I also got three minors, and one is East Asian studies.
Bruh. Wow. I knew you were special when I shook your hand. I'm like, man, this power mentally and physically in this young lion right here, man. Like three minors. And I did well just to pass algebra. So I'm like all that in my undergrad. I was just happy. I'm definitely on it. So you bring in the educational and the academic spectrum as a subject matter expert, not only on the Chinese culture because you've lived it and can give those unique perspectives. And the USC Annenberg School is very serious school of journalism. Um, I cover their news constantly here on the Hype magazine and communicate with them considerably. Very impressive. They, you know, I just say it's world class. And for you to be able to contribute to the program with your unique perspectives, you know, and translating the theories that they present into actual applications through, your segments on Real Short, really impressive, really impressive. And then I would also say that your work is innovative because now here on social media, the shorts are becoming more and more popular, and your work is part of the innovations that are moving across the globe. You know what I mean? From the long form to the short form, and being able to encapsulate the who, what, when, where, and why in a minute and a half to 2 minutes, and make people lean forward and prepare for the next episode. The vertical TV show was a new term for me. So, can I know a little bit more about that process and how you build that sequential story?
Yes, so absolutely. So we do have like our various departments to create the whole, the production line. So there's the team who are focusing on just creating the script, and we also have our own production team. And our production team is right now quickly expanding and is all over the place. So we have production team in Los Angeles, and we also have production team in Atlanta, New York. And right now, we even have like a production team in Mexico and Japan soon. So
Wow.
because we're trying to create, a global trend, and we did see the opportunity. And for Real Short, they want to be the leader for this whole, industry. And so for me, I'm a part of the post-production team. And so after the production team, they have finished the filming process. And for us, we are mainly coordinate with the editors and make sure that the quality of the content goes well. So we would have a several quality check process and make sure that our content is entertaining and also looks legit and looks polished. So whenever our audience are watching these shows, they're gonna enjoy it. So that's pretty much how the general process flow. And we do want to bring several values to our audience, which including to make them feel that some justice value has been delivered, and also they can have arouse of the emotion and interact with our characters and the plot uh, inside our story. So that's kind of our main goals because emotion gonna be the main trigger for the vertical TV show.
Mm, okay. So the art of short form storytelling, that's a real specialized area. Could you tell me, as the post producer at Real Short, maybe what are some of the biggest challenges and rewards in creating this captivating short form content for global audiences?
Yes, of course. So basically, I would say for currently for the vertical TV show, this whole channel or just this whole like a category is kind of brand new. Uh, Although there's like it kind of developed in China like earlier compared to here. However, we are facing totally different of audience group because over there we are people already kind of learned what's audience watching habits, but over here basically we're actually developing our own. So we do a lot of like marketing research to see how things goes. And so for us as a post producer, we do like interact or involve with those kind of like marketing reports and understand what is most attractive to the local audience in the States. And for me, I would say because it's kind of exciting that we are expanding, but also we are also developing what's gonna be popular. So within this, we sometimes we would have like a heavy project load, but meanwhile, we also need to make sure that the quality of content looks great. So basically, sometimes I would say I'm really, really hardworking person, and I would try my best to make sure that my projects would have like a great results. So I would say that probably is the most challenging part, not only for me, but whole for Real Short, to able to show great content, but also great quality and quantity to the audiences.
Okay, okay. Now, there's a lot to mastering the post-production process. I watched you in action um, in Austin, very detail oriented, very watching everything. Everything is important for the delivery of an amazing product. Um, And I know it's a little technical and maybe a lot involved, but can you give us a brief walkthrough of your process of overseeing the editing, the visual effects, the sound design to ensure every project meets the highest quality standards?
Yes. So the thing is that for us, because we only have like a really short period of time for the workflow, as for the post-production, and we cooperate with editors, lead editors. We also has like a finishing assistant editor for those kind of positions to make sure that the editing process goes smooth. And we have like a lot of quality checkpoints, including the sound check and also the subtitle check and the color check as well. And even before the delivery, we have like a more several checking points. So for me, I need to cooperate with different people, different roles in the whole production team for my project, and I need to make sure that before the certain timeline, or I would say deadline, they have to deliver the certain content. So in that kind of way, I can have overseeing like how the process goes so far, and if I need to coordinate with like uh, more people to help for the certain checkpoint. So I would say in general, I'm more like managing people's like workflow and eventually to organize them together to, kind of like an instrument to able to make it play smoothly.
Okay, so like a project manager at each step, stage, and degree, you have input, overwatch, and help people to make decisions and final determinations on the quality of the final product before delivery.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. I can understand things. I'm old, but I ain't that old. I mean, I can understand. So from journalism to post-production, how has your experience in multimedia journalism, particularly with platforms like, USC's Annenberg Media and Tiger TV, how has that shaped your approach to content creation and your thoughts on how it should come out?
Yeah. So basically for me, because I'm actually not really come from a film, the I didn't really get like the whole education for the film studies. But for me, it's actually able to bring the unique value just because I have went through the journalism and the PR and advertising. So I think they have like some common values. So we are all trying to be a great storyteller. And I would say even for the short vertical, TV platform, because we have to deliver the story and the not the knowledge, but also the information to the audience really quickly, really fast paced.
Mm,
So I would say then my storytelling is playing a super important role during this process because I can quickly understand what can catch audience attention quickly. And as a storyteller, we are not only focused on just the story itself, but what is actually going to bring the value to the audiences. So I would say that's kind of the most important thing we are looking for. So even for our stories, maybe not as deep values as some like, the traditional film or TV show could bring because we only have like a very short period of time and we need to create a lot of things just between each episode. So we have to make sure not only to uh, have fast-paced the emotional arouse and the arc, those kind of things. But we also need to let the audience keep engaging and want to keep watching our shows after the certain episodes. So I would say that's the common values I got, and uh, from my perspective, I even can bring up some like marketing insights to the table just because from PR perspective, I understand how certain content maybe can grab the interest. So that's kind of really helpful for our like company discussion.
that makes me smile because you have to have the ability to create creative collaboration between the different departments and the leadership to get people to move um efficiently and as a team. And then, the PR portion is getting the media and the public to accept the narrative that you're pushing out. So within a team setting, since obviously Real Short thrives on teamwork, and you as a manager and a project lead and overseer, how do you have any particular techniques that you use as a leader to foster creativity and collaboration within the team to bring these innovative ideas to life?
Uh, yeah, I mean, compared to the production team, because we're not really, creating the script or trying to, getting the certain stage to get filmed. So for us, especially for me as like a manager, kind of role, we are not really, uh, giving the actual creativity as you think for the art, those kind of perspective. But for me, I can be more creative about my managing style or how the process flow can be creative. So I can suggest that how the workflow can be better organized, and I can see that maybe for this editor, he or she is more helpful for the certain role. So more just like being have overseeing with a great talent overseeing eyes, so we can see the different values that this person can bring to the table. So
Mm.
I would say I probably is more being creative for those kind of perspective instead of just giving the content itself, but I'm more like, a checker or guard to make sure our content looks great. Yeah.
Okay, kind of like the A&R for the music industry. For you folks, we normally talk about the music and feature film industry, but in the music industry, it's kind of like the A&R. It's like, okay, this producer and this sound goes well with this artist, and
Yes.
this vocal coach, can help bring out the best timbre and intonation in the performer, et cetera. And so you're doing that inside the creative content is already pretty much done, but then you're managing the people who handle the post incremental items within the post production before it goes out for public dissemination. And that is a very key skill set in managing people, in managing creativity, and getting, a factual representation of what the story is supposed to be. So, and like I said, I've watched you in action, and I'm very, very just in awe at the dynamic personality that you are on the ground with the teammates, having witnessed that, and even managing me at the event. Like, hey, I don't. So very strong skill set. Now, I have to ask, is the makeup of the team uh, all Asian, mostly Asian, or is it a mix of nationalities who work on these teams?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of like a mixed team right now. We have a great amount of people who actually speak Mandarin, but right now we're also expanding, and we do want our shows because just like it being mentioned, our shows is kind of, we're trying walk from China to here to bring this platform to the locals. So we do need a lot of like efforts in the localizations. That's the reason we are keep expanding, and we need to hear the opinion from the local audiences and the local creators. So that's the reason we right now trying to expand and get more voice from here.
Very important because we that goes back to the cross-cultural communication. When everyone is working on a project to deliver something that's so special and unique and around the corner thinking, I'll say it again, around the corner thing. And people say, oh, innovation. Now you have to see around the corner and see what people are wanting, and you have to pay attention to the data and the emotions that are coming in from audiences. And you say, oh, we can use this data to, present this packaging this way or to include them in the narrative. So once again, it's very important to have the cross-cultural dynamics in keeping a team to make a project move. And your leadership plays a key role in that, and your experiences play a key role. And it's very vital to moving forward the industry here in America specifically, when we have such diversity. And you're in Los Angeles area, that Los Angeles County, and so it's a melting pot of melting pots. You can get, you know, everyone from every walk of life in a concentrated format. So you have a really great pool of to pull from. So not only of talent, but of end users, as we would maybe put it, the viewers and things like that, and go, oh man, this is so really cool. And you know, so I love that. Um, your experience spans from e-commerce to real estate. I would, and so, as a post editor, I can, and also as a journalist and things like that. And I know it's a little expansive question, but how has working across like such diverse sectors informed your storytelling and technical expertise?
Yes. So for me, I would say even I have crossed the different industries. Uh, so I'm still mainly focused on the media or storytelling itself. So even at real estate, I'm actually working for their marketing team, and so basically, I would go shoot the construction content and
Okay.
just yeah, give people knowledge about how construction works
Mhm.
and how what you need to know if you want to rent or buy a house. So for those kind of, soft media content and eventually promote the product itself. So I would say my role is kind of like I tried a lot of like in-house position, but I do want to going through trying those different industries eventually make me more like an agency
Mm.
expert. Yeah, so I can actually have different knowledge because I did learn a lot through the process
Mhm.
by learning how e-commerce world works, what's the most popular TikTok trend, and also I even went for the virtual game. I helped with their marketing team as well, and also learned what you need to know or how to be a startup like for the virtual reality game because those are all trendy topics. So eventually, I would say I'm kind of developing and trying to understand what I personally like to do. And real short, I would say it is a company I really, really like just because we do a lot, it's a new trend and I'm super excited about it. And I want to contribute to this process and then maybe as a part of this, history to leading this whole trend. So that's kind of the reason that I'm kind of all over the places. And I would say eventually a lot of skills and the knowledge I learned they actually apply for my different roles as well. Just some general like managing skills and how you interact with people and how you can observe or learn from someone else. I think those are all important things I can get from those various experiences.
Okay. And having watched you once again, I can co-sign, having watched you apply the interpersonal communication techniques under heavy stress and giving a learning opportunity. There were a lot of interns present. And so it was teaching moments. We were able to apply your additional leadership skills and teaching skills. And you know, you didn't miss anything. Very valuable for our upcoming interns that are coming out of the educational system into the workforce, to have someone of your stature, of an experience to guide them through. So very technical what you do. A lot of education going in. You're spending the time and the dedication to the academic process and applying that on the technical side. There's always this balance that we have to have between the creative and the technical. So, with your very strong background in PR and advertising and your technical skills, that you're employing, in this innovative industry. How do you balance the technical side of post-production with strategic goals like audience engagement and brand messaging?
Yeah, so I would say it's kind of little tricky just as like as a poster producer. So since we're just mainly focused on the quality, and for the creativity side, I would say we are trying our best to see if we can help to make the quality looks better. So we are not really, being super creative. Let's say I get a content and I got some filmed things, and I have watched this kind of draft editing episode, and let's say, oh, I think here can be refilmed in this way. No, we cannot do that. So basically, considering with the time and also the labor we have already put effort in this show, since it's already been delivered to the post-production team, what we can do is more just like based on this content, maybe we can add a visual effects, and so I can talk with the VFX department to see maybe we can add something here to make it better, or maybe for the editing here, I need to discuss with the lead editor or even our senior lead editor or even our like department supervisor to see that if something can be re-added here just because it doesn't really make sense, or as an audience perspective, I don't really get the emotion or the plot meaning here. So those are some like discussion space we can create it. But in general, just to understand the whole process and respect everyone's, their effort for the certain show. So for what we do is more just like asking our editors to make sure that the subtitle they're gonna looks clean and there's no typos. And for the color, the general tone looks great. And for the sound, maybe we can add some sound design facts and to make sure that maybe we want the audience to know this is a shocking moment, so we can have like a boom or shoosh sound. Yeah,
Okay. Kind of the what do they call that? Uh
the
gap?
sound effects.
Yeah. Okay. Sound effects. So I'm like, there's a technical term in the film where the guy is doing the background, the thunder, adding the thunder and this, that,
Oh
and
yeah.
that. I can't remember the technical term or the position, but I understand what you're saying. Um, and you're very good at that, explaining to people like myself, lay people, you know, the facts and how this is differentiated and the technical pieces. I can see why, you're such an integral part of Real Short. You know what I mean? So I only have a more, I know that you're very busy, man. I really appreciate and I'm grateful for the time that you're giving us to educate us and bring value to our audience who's seeking knowledge and entertainment. And like, wow, there's a lot that goes into a 1 or 2 minute short. It's not all cap cut. You know what I mean? There are whole teams of people that really are delivering high quality content. Their every detail is thought, double checked, tested, and delivered. And, you know, Renu is one of those key people in the industry that make it happen. Two more questions, formal questions anyway. The future of short form media as a subject matter expert and an insider, a key insider. We know that short form is becoming increasingly popular. Where do you see the future of this medium heading? And how do you see Real Short positioning itself to continue to lead in this space?
Yes, of course. So I would say for this industry, it is keep expanding. And just talking about my time or maybe my projects. So I have lead several shows already, and some of them, one show is called Recipe for Faking a Marriage. Already got around like 30 million uh, total views just through our app and website. And some of my other shows called like a Runaway Princess Bride and Fake It Till You Love Me. For those shows, they all have like over 10 million views, and they still keep growing the total number of the views for the show itself. So I would say, as you can see, it has like a lot great potential for our products. And there's even for our shows, their number is even crazier. But I didn't put the number here. But for me, I did see it has a lot of potential, and the audience love it because we trying to adapt to people's viewing or watching habits these days because people don't really have time just like I've mentioned to just sit down and watch, especially let's say imagine you're working at your company and you're trying to watch something relax just for the lunch break, but your lunch break maybe just 30 minutes or just 1 hour. So what you can do, just pull up the phone and watch something easygoing and able to catch up the plot and able to finish a few episodes real quick. And that's what we jump in.
Okay.
And other than that, I did see that for our industry, we are also trying to, keep experiencing that what gonna be loved and what gonna be great. It's mainly because that so far a lot of genre is kind of like a similar, like romantic, but we are also trying the new different things. So one of the project I gonna help to be the post producer is actually a thriller, those kind of category. So it's very exciting, and I can't wait to see how the show goes and make sure the content quality goes great and able to deliver to our audience. So we do looking forward to get audience opinions as well.
Okay. I watched you in action. I watched you in teaching moments. I watched you guide young people moving through and very interesting. Wanted to get inside your mind. We didn't have time to talk because you're very, very busy constantly. And between studies, between work and creating new opportunities within the space, what would be your advice for aspiring creatives, like aspiring post-production professionals, content creators looking to make their mark in the fast-paced media industry?
Yes, so I would say to adapt to this fast-paced industry, you have to be passionate about what you are creating. I'm gonna be honest, just in general, the film industry, especially the traditional film industry, right now, is not doing really well. The whole industry is kind of shrink, and there's are less people actually going to the theater these days. And not only us, but I would say there's also other companies. They are also trying to adapt people's new watching habits and this new environment. That's the reason. That's why, like, even as a regular company and organizations, they have to start to doing marketing through their like a social media, and they need to learn how Instagram works, how TikTok works. So to able to survive in the big market like this and the whole new trend like this, I would say being humble and able to learning the trend and also have the willing to take the time to actually learn your audience. That's going to be really valuable for the uh, time period like this right now. And something else I do want to suggest is that I'm actually still young, and I believe I'm actually like a lot of other young professionals, maybe uh, just like the audience like you're hearing right now. So I wish you just don't overstressed as long as you put hard work in for yourself and for your goal, eventually you can be there. And there's skills maybe um, you couldn't really learn from the school, but from the experience you got, not only from study, but from the experiences, you would see they can apply all over the places.
Mm. I'm kind of new to the visual thing. I'm just getting into the TikTok. I'm just getting into the Instagram and the Reels and all that good stuff. And I want to be great at it. So I'm going to be studying your work, and maybe calling on you and be like, help, guide me. Um, Very important for us to have professionals like yourself here, because we're a leader. This country is a leader in this kind of entertainment content. And to have people who understand the nuances of the data mining, of the professionalism, the integrity of a project, moving a project forward, fulfilling the deliverables in a timeline that's required. These are things that are important to be passed on to the next generation of professionals. And you're already there at a young age, at an elite level, and definitely valuable to the industry and will help move it forward. Is there anything you wanted to cover that I may have neglected, being that I'm kind of new to the post-production um, situation?
Mm, I just really want to say, thank you for having me here. And what you said is, I think, like you actually, being humble and said that from your heart is make me feel touching. Just as you can see, you're still willing to learn about the new trends, learn how to use TikTok, Instagram. I think that's really valuable. And as a life learner, I think this is not only for the post-production, but maybe for all the other different careers. And that's something we all need to, life learning is always a great skills we need to have. And yeah, that's pretty much, I just want to say thank you to you for having me here.
Mm. Thank you for coming in and granting me some of your time. Like I said, I know that you're very busy between being a student and a full-time employed professional in this industry, but it's such a unique opportunity for us to learn. And our audience of 4 million will love to have this exciting opportunity to hear from a professional, an industry insider. And with so many creators trying to figure it out, and you know, hearing from you and having access to you, and your knowledge is going to be key. Do you want to give out your social media?
Yes, of course. So you can find me on Instagram, which is at Malegeding. And you can also pull up my link tree over there and feel free to check my different social page. Also, feel free to just check our content through the Real Short. You can find a few episodes able just to watch for free through the app and also through the Instagram and YouTube as well. So you can kind of have a taste of how the short vertical TV shows looks like, and feel free to share with us what you thought about those kind of contents.
Okay, we appreciate it. Hey, always on top of the cutting edge in the industry, the Hype Magazine, man, really appreciate it. I'm honored. I'm grateful, Run You, that you spent this time with us. Thank you for educating. Such a valuable conversation. I look forward to having more when you are available and have, maybe something else that you want to push or teach us. So until then, the Hype Magazine live sessions, Dr. Jerry Dobie, Run You Martin Lee. Real Shorts is the company. Go check them out. We appreciate you, and we're out.
Thank you.